The man accused of killing his wife and her child appearing in court today. Bond was set at $5 million for Derek Green, charged with the murder of 33-year-old Shalimar Green and 11-year-old Olivia Chandler. Thank you for staying with us on 10 TV News at 6 and on the stream. I'm Yolanda Harris.
And I'm Stacia Nuckin in for Jeff. We learned more details during Green's arraignment today. Prosecutors say when the detectives arrived at the home on Chatsworth Way on Wednesday, they found clothing in the bathroom used by Green, they say soaked in blood. Prosecutors also say Shalimar, the night before her death, found Green sleeping with a knife beside him and confronted him. A victim impact statement was read today in court by Shalimar's father.
He took something from me that I will never get back. He took my only daughter and he took my granddaughter, who was my best friend.
Green is set to appear again in court on June the 5th. This case is bringing attention to the issue of domestic violence in Central Ohio.
According to Columbus Police, nearly 40% of homicides in Columbus were connected to domestic violence last year. 10 TV's Kevin Landers looks at the resources available and the warning signs to look out for.
This memorial continues to grow for Shalimar Green and Olivia Chandler, two victims of domestic violence. 40% of homicides in Columbus last year were connected to domestic violence, according to Columbus Police. Those findings have renewed concern that this is no longer just a private family member, but an urgent public safety issue.
This room, this cafeteria, this shelter. This is a safe place for more than 100 survivors of domestic violence.
But we are very close to our maximum capacity at all times.
So what does that say to the community if you're full?
Well, I think what it tells us is just how urgent this issue is.
The issue of domestic violence and its deadly consequences are evident in this growing memorial for a mother and her daughter. Police say they were killed by her husband, who she was trying to leave.
We have to address this health crisis as a community. The number of people who are impacted, domestic violence impacts 1 in 3 women in their lifetime and 1 in 4 men. So this is prevalent.
Experts say people need to be aware of the warning signs. They say it can begin with heightened jealousy, followed by increased threats and control of finances.
The third is about isolation. We see the perpetrators start to contain them and keep them away from their family and their friends. And then finally, and this is really important, are there weapons in the home? That's where those incidents can become that life-threatening in a particular situation. So pay attention to that.
She says the average stay here is 90 days, which has increased over the past 5 years, putting a strain on capacity.
Another challenge for shelters like this is funding. Federal funding through the Victim of Crimes Act used to provide 19 to 21% of its funding. Today, it's 2%. The city of Columbus provided $500,000 for the shelter, but the year before it was $1 million. They had to raise $2.4 million through private donations to keep these doors open. Kevin Landers, 10 TV News.
Kevin, thank you. A reminder, LSS Choices offers a free and confidential resource. If you feel like you need to talk to someone about your relationship, call the number on your screen, 614-224-HOME or 614-224-4663.